What if I told you that one of the strongest political messages in Africa today was not made with guns, not made with speeches, not made with protests, but with clothing? In Burkina Faso, something unusual is happening every single week inside the government. No imported suits, no foreign fashion labels, no second-hand clothes from abroad. Ministers now walk into cabinet meetings dressed only in fabric made by their own people. And that small decision is shaking an entire system of dependency that has ruled Africa for decades. This is not fashion, this is resistance. This is leadership by example. And this is why what is happening in Burkina Faso is quietly changing the meaning of power in Africa. Watch carefully, because this story is bigger than clothes. It is about dignity, identity, and the future of African leadership. Welcome to Voice of Africa. Today, we are not talking about war. We are not talking about foreign policy. We are not talking about conflict with the West. We are talking about something much deeper. We are talking about leadership. Recently, under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, something powerful but quiet took place in Burkina Faso. It was not a military parade. It was not a political rally. It was a weekly cabinet meeting. Yet this meeting spoke louder than many speeches ever could. Every minister arrived wearing fabric produced entirely in Burkina Faso. No imported suits, no European brands, no second-hand clothes, only Burkinabè fabric, Burkinabè hands, and Burkinabè identity. To some, this may look small, just clothes. Just fabric. But to those who understand nation building, this is not fashion. This is policy without microphones. This is leadership without shouting. This is example without force. For decades across Africa, leaders spoke about supporting local industries while standing on podiums dressed in foreign suits. They spoke about independence while living foreign lifestyles. They encouraged citizens to buy local while spending public money abroad. The message was confusing, and the people felt it. But under Ibrahim Traoré, the approach is different. This leadership does not only speak, it shows week after week, meeting after meeting, action after action. When ministers consistently wear local fabric, they send a clear message to the nation. We believe in what we produce, and we are not ashamed to show it publicly. This single act does three powerful things at once. First, it supports local farmers, especially cotton producers who have suffered for years, while raw materials were exported cheaply and finished products imported at high cost. Second, it supports local tailors, weavers, designers, and small businesses whose skills were ignored and undervalued. Third, and most importantly, it restores dignity. It tells the people of Burkina Faso that what is made at home has value, that beauty does not need foreign approval, that power does not require imported labels. This is how real change begins, not with noise, but with consent. Under Ibrahim Traoré, this commitment goes beyond clothing. It is supported by bold decisions that previous leaders avoided. One of the most controversial moves was discouraging second-hand clothing and reducing Western fashion dependence that weakens local industries. For decades, Africa has been flooded with used clothes from the West under the name of charity. But the truth is painful. This so-called charity destroyed local textile industries. It killed creativity. It turned African markets into dumping grounds. Tailors lost their jobs. Weavers lost their customers. Young designers lost hope. Slowly, Africans were trained to believe that used clothes from abroad were better than new clothes made at home. Captain Traoré understood something crucial. A nation cannot rise while wearing the leftovers of others. A country cannot build pride while dressing in rejection. By promoting local dress and discouraging dependency, his government is not attacking culture. It is protecting identity. It is creating space for local fashion to grow. It is telling young people their creativity matters. It is telling industries the state stands with them. Some people complained. Some said it was too strict. Others said it was unnecessary. But leadership is not about pleasing everyone. Leadership is about making decisions that may feel uncomfortable today, but necessary for tomorrow. If you truly support local production, you cannot leave the door wide open for imports that that destroy it. You cannot speak of sovereignty while dressing like someone else every day. The message must be clear, firm, consistent, and example makes it powerful. When ministers wear local fabric, hypocrisy disappears, excuses disappear, confusion disappears. People do not feel forced, they feel inspired. That is why many Burkinabè openly say they are ready to defend this leadership. Not because of fear, not because of money, but because they see sincerity. They see alignment between words and actions. Under Ibrahim, let us ask honestly, before this leadership, did we see this level of commitment to local identity? Did we see ministers proudly wearing Burkinabè fabric as a standard practice? Or did we mostly see imported suits and foreign dependence? Wearing local fabric alone will not solve every problem in Burkina Faso. No one claims that. But it changes something very important, the mindset. It tells a child that what their parents make has value. It tells artisans their work matters. It tells the world that Burkina Faso is serious about sovereignty, not only politically, but in daily life. Leadership is not only about big announcements, it is about small repeated actions that shape how people think and feel. A weekly cabinet meeting may look ordinary, but it is quiet resistance against dependency. It is daily education without classrooms. It is national pride without shouting. This approach contrasts with leadership that seeks foreign approval instead of local respect. It raises a powerful question for the future of Africa. If leaders cannot believe in what their people produce, why should the people believe in themselves? Burkina Faso still faces challenges. Security issues remain, economic struggles exist, but something has shifted. The belief that we cannot do anything ourselves is slowly dying. A new belief is rising. We can build with what we have, and that belief starts with the smallest choices, like what leaders choose to wear. This story is dangerous to systems of dependency because it spreads. If one country can reject second-hand dependency, others may follow. If one leadership can lead by example, people will demand the same everywhere. This is not about hate, it is about truth. Leadership matters, example matters, identity matters, loyalty to the people matters. Africa's future will not be shaped only by summits and treaties. It will be shaped by daily decisions, what we wear, what we produce, what we respect. And that is why this simple cabinet meeting speaks louder than many speeches ever could. It is leadership without noise, policy without force, dignity without apology. This is Voice of Africa, where we don't just report events, we explain meaning, where we don't just follow leaders, we examine example, where we don't just talk about Africa's future, we show how it is being built. If you believe African leaders must practice what they preach, if you believe local production is the foundation of independence, if you believe dignity begins at home, then this story is for you. Stay awake, stay proud, stay African.